It's kind of like the deck that Sam Black played. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's very similar. It has Grave Crawlers, Karen Feeders, Blood Gas, Geralt's Messages, and Blood Arrows. The interesting card he has actually here is he has one Smallpox, which will act as a discard outlet, and let's get to the game.
Kind of like that. Okay, so as you can see here, Ryan is up 1-0. We joined this in progress. Tarmogoyf plays Delver Secrets, passes turn.
So Ryan's up 1 game. Ken has a Carrion Feeder with 2 counters and a Gravecrawler. Now in his hand he has a... Trying to work out exactly what he's got in his hand.
Ryan does have 1 Surgical Extraction, looks like a Wasteland, another Mongoose in his hand.
Yeah, it looks like Ken has a Lingering Souls, another Carrion Feeder. That extraction is like particularly good against a zombie deck because it really targets like so many options. It like could be Gravecrawler, could be Blood Gas, could be Lingering Souls. Just a lot of different like graveyard things. He has. It looks like Ken also has a Hymn to Turak in hand.
All right, he'll crack that fetch land, take him down to 17.
Yep, probably looking at getting a scrub land. Even in the face of the Wasteland, he's going to grab the scrub land because he really wants to cast that Lingering Soul that's in his hand.
Attention players who signed up in standard winner box number 8. Your minutes ready to fire. Please come to the open stage.
Gravecaller will get met with a Surgical Extraction.
No, he sacked it once, so he definitely had. So, okay, so he looks at his hand, doesn't have another Gravecrawler.
There'd be Lingering Souls, Hymn to Turak,
Carrion Feeder,
and
Bloodstained Mire.
Gets 1.
So losing the Gravecrawlers is actually not the. I mean, while it's one of the only pieces of offense that Ken has available to him right now, it's not the worst thing in the world to lose him. He has a lot of different angles to attack the game. Still has a Lingering Souls in hand. Was a little surprised that he actually decided to use his sack land right then, unless he plans on like using that mana this turn, probably to cast a Hymn to Turak.
Yeah, because he has a Spell Pierce in his hand that he could get out.
Yeah, so the biggest problem here is that if he doesn't use the scrub land immediately, he's going to almost definitely get it wastelanded. And Ryan has another wasteland in hand. Basically, he can suppress the white mana from Ken for a while. Okay, plays another Carrion Feeder. That's. I'm still surprised that he didn't tap the scrub land. I mean, tapping the scrub land means that he has a little bit. He's going to have mana open Ryan, unless he wants Ryan to waste him.
Well, the great thing about it is Ryan has 2 more wastelands in his hand, so even if he does waste one, it's not.
Who's waiting for you? Jeremy Bain.
Yeah, no, Ryan has a Nimble Mongoose, a Spell Pierce,
2 wastelands.
One wasteland in play and 1 in his hand, and a red card.
For those of you just joining us, this is the SCG Legacy Open part of the SCG Open weekend. I'm Robert Martin, joined in the booth by Ben Sek. You are seeing round 6 coverage. Ken Adam Zombies down 0-1 to Ryan Overturf and Rug Delver.
Yeah, the red card actually, I think in Ryan Overturf's hands is actually a Sulfur Elemental. Basically gives +1/-1 to all white creatures, which is actually very, very good against the Lingering Souls of Ken Adams. That's I presume, one of the reasons why he brought it in. Geralt's Messenger coming from...
Ryan will take it, go down to 7.
So basically, he's at 5 because he can sack it at will to the carrion feeders. Now, how big? So at the moment, the Tarmogoyf is only a 2/3.
Delver still is not flipped, so it's only a 1/1.
Yeah, so he's going to be able to attack with his 4/4 carrion feeder. It's possible that Ryan might consider actually sacking the land. Oh, he's just going to chump.
Okay, that makes him a 3/4 now.
Yep. Yeah. I think Ryan is considering playing his Sulfur Elemental. Just because he might want to Wasteland twice next turn. Yep, he takes 1, goes to 6.
Attention players in draft open number 3. Time construction has finished. Your pairings for round 1 are being posted.
And as you heard there in the background, the draft open number 3 pairings are up, and they will be going at it right now. People like Reed Dukes, Cedric Phillips, and others are in that draft open.
Okay, so he's really kind of like trying to work out what he needs to do. Like, he's just gonna... He knows he can't stop it next turn. Ken is able to even it up at 1 and 1. It looks like Ken probably brought in his Perishes, Grim Lavamancers, probably Swords to Plowshares as well.
Yeah, it's quite an aggressive... I mean, he's playing white, red, black zombies.
Yeah, no, it's this is the deck that's been popularized by Sam Black. Sam Black played it this weekend.
Yeah.
Has a few changes. It has some of the things that Sam's deck is known for. It has a Goblin Bombardment, and Lingering Souls and Faithless Looting, and Cabal Therapy. But the interesting things he's added to it is Smallpox. He has Oblivion Rings, a Sensei's Dividing Top, which is like just a one-off, but allows him to access to a few more different cards with all the different fetch lands in his deck.
Okay, and for those of you who want to know who Ryan's sideboard is, Ryan has 3 Submerge, 1 Dismember, 1 Surgical Extraction, 2 Tomart's Crypt, 1 Red Elemental Blast, 2 Pyroblast, 2 Blue Elemental Blast, 2 Sulfur Elementals, and 1 Spell Pierce.
Yeah, actually, not that good a sideboard against Ken's deck. Doesn't really have anything beyond the Surgical Extraction. He may have brought the Tormund's Crypt in. Tormund's Crypt is amazingly effective considering there's Gravecrawlers, Bloodghasts, and Lingering Souls in his opponent's deck. But it does a lot of nothing in the meantime. Doesn't really you still have to get those cards off the table. You still have to deal with them. We saw that he did bring in Sulfur Elemental, who was considering casting it last game. That card is particularly good at making sure that the Lingering Souls don't do anything.
Okay, and as you see here, we have Game 3, Ken Adams, Ryan Overturf. They're about to deal out their cards, determine if they're going to keep or shuffle up and go down to 6. Well, Ryan looks pretty good there. A little nod of the head.
Okay. So Ryan
is a fetch land.
Fetches but no first in play, so no Nimble Mongoose, Delver, or Ponder.
Okay, Ken Adams comes back with...
It's very possible that he's trying to kind of hide the fact that he may be going for... Okay, so he was hoping for a fetch land from Ken Adams because he has a Stifle in hand.
All right, players.
Okay,
draft
Gravecrawler.
open number 3. Welcome to round 1.
The Stifle in Ken's deck is very, very like it's exactly the same like set of 4 Stifles that was in winning deck of Todd Anderson.
Cabal Therapy against Ryan.
Wow, this is a really, really good card right now for him because it basically allows him to find out the card and then sack it to Gravecrawler later once he knows what he's definitely getting.
Okay, Misty Rainforest. It'll probably be used for the Brainstorm here in order to get away a couple of the cards that Ryan has in his hand that he does not want Ken to see or potentially put in the graveyard.
Does Ryan have a Spell Pierce?
Yes, he does.
No, he's brainstorming. Sorry,
Brainstorm, yeah.
I missaw.
3 Tarmogoyfs, a Lightning Bolt, a Stifle.
He'd be well. He needs to get rid of the at least 2 of the Tarmogoyfs here.
Yeah, and he's got a Lightning Bolt, a Delver of Secrets. Yeah.
Oh, he has 4. No, he has
3 Tarmogoyfs.
I think he has 4 because there's 2 Tarmogoyfs.
Oh, there is. Oh, wow.
So it's going to be impossible for him not to get like 2-for-1 with the Gravecrawler here. It's fairly funny. Like so, if Ken Adams is going to
Fetch again,
but in response to fetching, Ken Adams is going to fetch, so he avoids the Stifle. Ken Adams realizing there was a potential of a Stifle happening, and basically went to his deck before Ryan could get his land out.
Okay. A Volcanic Island comes into play for Ryan.
So we don't know yet what the Cabal Therapy is naming. Let's. He's going to bolt the Gravecrawler before he has a chance to Cabal Therapy.
He gets Delver, Stifle.
What? We're gonna find out what he named here. So. Oh wow! This is just going to name Tarmogoyf. Basically, the Stifle, a Delver, and another land.
Misty Rainforest. And he'll be able to crack and fetch.
Yeah, that Stifle's probably going to go bye-bye eventually too, because once Ken is able to rebuy his Gravecrawler once, which he does have another Gravecrawler in his hand, so he'll be able to do that soon. Hymns, the last 2 cards out of his hand. So Ryan's pretty much playing off the top here, hoping that his Delver is going to be enough. I think we're going to have some trouble for Ryan here, because Ken has a full grip, and I think a way to deal with the Delver, especially because it isn't flipped yet. Let's see what he's got. He's got a Looting, a Gravecrawler, a Lingering Souls, and I can't see what the last card is.
Okay, Ponder.
Draws a Ponder.
There's the Tarmogoyf.
Draws a Tarmogoyf he shuffled away a bit earlier. May just take the Tarmogoyf, play it, and hope that it's going to be enough. I think he just needs to like end this game as soon as. Oh wow, he's shuffling. Basically, trying to get a little greedy on the flip here. The thing is, I guess he's worried that missing the flip on the Delver is going to be still not great. He didn't really like the Tarmogoyf as a threat.
That Tarmogoyf would have been at least a 4/5.
I think they're kind of checking what size it would have been, but
or maybe a 4/5.
Okay, so he's drawing a card off the Ponder. Plinks away for 1 at Ken. Okay. Ken needs to draw a land. He draws a Verdant Catacomb, so that's good. Will allow him to play. I think he might be thinking about like casting
Faithless Looting.
Faithless Looting. Just to like have a few more options here. Yep, so
Okay.
Faithless Looting. His Gravecrawler.
Met with a Spell Pierce.
Oh wow.
Ken will fetch. That will take Ken down to 16.
Yeah, so what's going to happen here is he's going to cast his Gravecrawler out of his hand and then resurrect one from the graveyard. Ryan doing pretty well for like defending against with no cards in hand.
And there comes the other Gravecrawler. Pass
Okay.
his turn. Oh,
Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt actually not particularly great right now. He's kind of trying to play an attrition game that doesn't really exist for him. He just needs to put on more pressure, and he's going to lose to those Gravecrawlers eventually. Oh wow! So there's a Cabal Therapy. Probably not worth casting it. Probably going to just cast another Lingering Souls.
It's nice that sets him up for 6 potentially next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Plus he can recast it from his graveyard, put even more threats out there.
Draws a Brainstorm. Ryan has drawn pretty well off the top of his deck. He needs to draw nothing but action for the entire game. I don't think he can afford to really even, especially like he's down so many cards.
Here comes a Brainstorm.
Oh wow, that's actually a really fantastic one for him. It has a Sulfur Elemental and a Tarmogoyf and a Ponder. Like he needed 3 pieces of action. He actually got all 3 pieces of action. What this is going to allow him to do is to play a Tarmogoyf, sit back, get hit for about 3 or so, and then be able to like overtake the game with that Sulfur Elemental.
Well, as you can see, it is a 4/5, even though the die is not fully on the screen.
Yeah, so Ken Adams drew a Bloodghast, which is not really great at the moment. I think Tarmogoyf is going to do a lot of the cleanup work there. I think Ken might be pondering playing another Lingering Souls from the graveyard. If he knows what's good for him, he'll...
He's going to swing.
Yep. Loses one of his guys. Takes him to 11. He's going to flashback Lingering Souls, which is actually going to put him in a world of hurt actually in the next turn. And rebuys the Gravecrawler.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for those Lingering Souls tokens. I don't know. They might have wished they didn't have to go all the way to get them, because there is a Sulfur Elemental.
Wow.
And they're all gone. It's a big swing there. Like, basically attacks for another 7. And the terrible thing for Ken here is all his creatures do not have the ability to block. Oh no, so he really just has nothing. He's gonna... doesn't have any blockers. Is lethal next turn.
Has another Gravecrawler, which
Yeah,
doesn't help.
Gravecrawler doesn't help. Bloodghast doesn't help. Just drew an Undiscovered Paradise.
Cabal Therapy doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so Ken is not going to be winning this game. Ryan Overturf playing Rug Delver with the techie sideboard of Sulfur Elemental. Sulfur Elemental is from Time Spiral. It's like it's kind of a time shifted card, I guess. It's basically trying to mimic looking at it looks like a Dread of Night.
Well, just think if that card didn't exist, we wouldn't have Tarmogoyf. That whole set didn't exist. And what would Legacy be without Tarmogoyf?
It's true. It's true.
He's going to try Faithless Looting.
Yep, not completely over, but now it is, because he doesn't really have anything now. I guess if he had Firestorm, on the sideboard, this would actually make a difference.
I think he drew a Blood Artist, but That's not going to do anything.
Yep. Okay, so Ryan Overturf beats Ken Adams. Rug Delver over Zombies.
And
There's been
go ahead. Congratulations to Ryan Overturf for winning 2-1. And you were going to say there?
Yeah, no. Like, Zombies has made an impact on like both Legacy and Standard, and will continue.